What's up, y'all? It's your man, SupaKen, and on the line right now, I'm being joined by one of the richest dudes in the world, Floyd, Money, Mayweather. What's going on, champ?
What's up, baby? How you doing? Everything going okay? You know, this training, getting ready for September 19th. Staying focused. Me and my team just preparing. You know, they taking care of things outside the square circle. I'm taking care of things inside the square circle. You know, we take one day at a time, and we get to where we got to get to.
Back in the ring, September 19th, live from Vegas, taking on Juan Manuel Marquez. See it live on HBO pay-per-view. So why such a tough opponent out the gate, champ, instead of a warm-up fight?
To label yourself as, to be labeled as one of the best fighters of all time, and to go down in history as one of the best, you must fight the best guys that's in your era. He's one of the best guys that's in my era.
So are you fully recovered from the injury?
Oh, yeah, it took a little while to recover from the injury, but, I went to see a specialist in Los Angeles, and a tremendous doctor, a great doctor, and they gave me different things they needed me to do, and, I done what I had to do, and now I'm feeling a lot better.
So, now, was the injury caused by Floyd going hard, or was it a little rough there?
No, it was, a freak accident. Freak accidents happen, in training. So it was a freak accident, that happened. And actually, I kept training, but I talked with a doctor, and they said it'd be best if I just let it rest, so my body can heal. Once my body heals, I can get back to training. So the injury happened. It's healed, and I'm back to training.
Yeah. So what's the biggest thing you accomplished during your retirement?
I think the best thing with me being retired was just spending a lot of time with my children. A lot of just one-on-one time with my children. That time that, these years in my children's life are so valuable. My oldest is 10, my youngest is 6. So, I got 2 boys, 2 girls. And my oldest is 10 years old. Then I have a 9, an 8, and a 6-year-old. So what I'd like to do is just be the best father that I can be. Not just be the best, at boxing, but be the best father that I can be.
And you know what? And I was happy to hear that all is well between you and your dad now. Will he be in your corner on September 19th?
Oh, well, my dad is he's a cool dude, but a lot of times, it's just that at this particular time, I know my dad is extremely sick.
Oh.
And, before anything, we always wish for the best before anything happens, because you could be here today and gone tomorrow. And if I don't say everything that I have to say to my dad, or if I don't, reconcile our problems, then, I'm always have a chip on my shoulder or a burden on me, and I don't want that to be on me.
Oh, man. Now, you're truly a family man. You just mentioned your kids. Of course, we rapping about your dad, and I even heard your moms was with you on your international tour. Why don't you speak on that? What does it mean to you to have such a tight family?
Oh, yeah. I took my mother on the tour for me and Juan Marquez. I took my mother over to London with me. Gave her a chance to see my UK fans, and she's just cool, calm. She try not to get in the spotlight. She don't really like to do interviews. She like to just lay in the background, and let me do me. She laugh a lot of times when she hear a lot of negative comments. She said, "Baby, don't worry about nothing. You see, you keep winning, right?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Because that's God's work. You can't go against God's work. What God wants to happen is going to happen."
Now, I was on Twitter. I read the response to Marquez saying that he was going to dig into your ribs. Trying to indicate that your body is vulnerable or something to that effect. Go ahead and tell the people what was your response.
Well, this is my response today. 39 have tried, 39 have came up short, and tune in September 19th. It's going to be one hell of a fight. You got the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world versus Mexico's #1 fighter.
Oh, man. Now, all these cats running around talking about you broke. I guess they don't know about that big, dumb mansion you just bought in Vegas. Would you consider that your dream home?
Well, they say Floyd Mayweather came back to the sport of boxing because he needed money.
Right.
You tell me, who don't need 300 or 400 more million?
Huh.
If I can get 300 or 400 million more in the recession, absolutely. Last year without me fighting, I think I made 30 million last year without fighting, and so 30 million without fighting, and I'm finishing up a deal right now that's just crazy. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm with you.
Yeah, okay. I'll make sure you're there with me, my man. Yeah, finishing up a deal right now that's crazy. You know, I'm not hurting. I got, like I said before, my mansion is paid for $16.5 million. My house just got finished getting built. So, everything is going great. People always want to see that instead of your people standing behind you like everybody else. Mexican, every other race supports each other and wish the best for each other, except for the black race. Blacks want to see you hurt. They don't want to see you doing the things that you do, and that's crazy that it's like that. Well, and we had to fight harder than anybody to get to where we are today. And you see, it's okay when you see like the American Gangster on BET. You see all the drug dealers, the people root them on, all the killers, they root them on. But then when you're doing it legally and you flashing and shining, and they hate that. So like I said before, this war is crazy, man.
Speaking of legal and illegal, what's your take on all these cats being caught cheating with performance-enhancing drugs in different sports? I mean, we've seen Big Papi, Manny. I mean, every time, even a race car driver. What's your take on that?
Well, you're forgetting Shane Mosley. Shane Mosley was taking steroids.
Yeah. And Vargas, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a lot of them out there taking it. But if that was me, they'd have took me through the ringer. But once again, I'm beating these guys just off my God-given ability. If I don't think they say a closed mouth don't get fed. If you don't notice, I open my mouth the widest. That's why I'm eating the most.
Hey, what about Michael Vick? You think Michael Vick getting a fair shake?
Well, absolutely not. I think the quarterback from the Steelers, they're not talking about what he just did. They swept that under the carpet. The quarterback for the Steelers just be.
And Roethlisberger being accused of rape.
Yeah, and then you got the other kid just was DUI. Mm-hmm. They had the DUI and killed somebody. He did 20-some days. So, I mean, like I said before, things is crazy.
Dante Starworth did 30 days for killing a man in Miami, leaving a party with a blood alcohol level way over the legal limit. So, do you have a favorite NFL team?
No. I live in Vegas. We bet on all teams. Whatever team we feel will win that week, that's what we're going to bet on.
That's what's up, champ. Listen, man, I'm not going to hold you. Of course, it's going down September 19th, live from Vegas. You can see it on HBO pay-per-view or come out there and join us. Of course, champ, I wish you all the luck in the world.
I appreciate you, and God bless to all the fans and all the people that's listening in.
That's what's up. Peace.